One of the key areas of focus at COP29 for the Azeris has been on climate financing, and I want your take on this as well. What is the Chilean position and role in meeting this new climate finance goal that the Azeris are trying to achieve and develop here?
Yeah, I mean, this is basically critical. There's no way we can mitigate, reduce our emissions, but also be prepared for the effects that our people are already experiencing today without financing. So this means, of course, that we need to align all the finance, from the big developing banks to the last little bank in a state in your country. But developing countries really need the physical space to do that, and for that we need developed countries to fulfill their commitment in the convention, in the Paris Agreement, to have this new quantified goal to do climate action.
The report suggests we're going to need to see trillions of dollars annually, though, and that financing gap is enormous. So how do you get the big polluters and these developed nations like the United States, like China, even like Saudi Arabia, for example, to pay up?
Well, you have to understand that whatever you pay now to address climate change, and both mitigation and adaptation will be an investment. So that the consequences of climate change are not becoming stronger and stronger. It's going to be a lot more expensive if we don't prepare now. I think that's the first thing that you have to consider. And the other thing is that you need to help the whole world to move into that direction. But for that, we need the leadership of developed countries.
Do you think we also need to, and maybe you didn't catch me there, but do you need to change the definition of developed, developing, emerging in terms of who actually has to pay here? Because the criticism has been China is a very large, wealthy country, yet it doesn't have to pay because of its emerging market status, right? Would you like to see that changed?
I think it is what we need to do is develop countries to do their part, and in that way convince others to do their share as well. I think there has been, at the end of the day, when you have 200 countries that need to make decisions together, right, because this is a problem where we all are in here, this is a process of trust. And for that trust to be built, so that we can all feel that we are in there, whatever you had committed has to be delivered. And that's, I think, the only way that you can trust, and then you can then ask others to help as well. So I think that's a very critical point that will help us to advance here.